Hi everybody, we're here with a celebrity puzzler. Sarah does puzzles from the US. Welcome to our event.
Thank you. It's been so fun. This is so cool. My first trip to Australia. So it's been fun to be able to come for puzzles.
Well, officially g'day mate to you. So
Thank you. Yes, I've been practicing. I'm really bad at Australian accents, so we'll spare everyone.
Now, you haven't competed as yet, but you've been volunteering up a storm, and we are so incredibly grateful. How are you finding the day? What are your thoughts on the humble Australian event?
Oh, it's been amazing. You guys have been so awesome. I love everyone's little volunteer vests. It makes it fun and easy to spot people, and it's been fun to walk around and get to cheer on people when they finish and everything. And it's just been so wonderful to actually be able to enjoy a puzzle competition and not have to actually compete.
Yes. Yeah. But you are competing this afternoon.
Yes, and the team. So we have a team with 2 Australians, a New Zealander, and me. So we are ineligible for prizes. And so our team name is the Ineligibles.
I'm very impressed with that. And so you'll be doing the solos as well.
I'm not going to do the solos. I am going to enjoy walking around and just seeing everyone. I'm actually going to make a YouTube video about your competition, so I'm going to be taking a lot of videos and just having fun and getting to enjoy a competition without all the stress of actually competing.
Well, that's probably allowed some of our top puzzlers just to kind of take a little bit of pressure off for them, knowing that you're not participating, because you have just performed exceptionally well at the World Championships, haven't you? Yes. So tell us how you went and what was your experience in that competition.
Yeah, it was so wonderful. It was just crazy to meet people that I have been friends with on Facebook and Instagram for years and had not met in person because we live across the world from each other. But my pair and I got second place in pairs, and my team got second place as well. So I got to take home 2 very cool and heavy trophies in my luggage, and it was just such a wonderful experience. I'm going to be back next year, pending any disasters that happen, but I'm pretty sure.
Pandemics and things like that. Let's make sure they stay away.
Yeah, but I want to definitely go back. So it was so fun. I got to redeem myself in the individuals. I did not do as well as I wanted to. So I'm hoping to get top 25 next year.
So was it that you found, say, in the individuals, was it quite a challenging puzzle for you, or was it that you liked the puzzle and maybe you sort of stuffed up a strategy, or what is it? Yeah. What are you thinking?
I wish I liked that puzzle. My biggest weakness is going to be anything that's photography and landscape, and that was a photograph of kind of like a little cafe with a bunch of chairs, so all the chair legs. It was just a very difficult for me puzzle. I opened up the box and went, oh crap, I had to reset my expectations immediately because my goal was to get top 25, and I reset it immediately and said top 50 if I can, but really just finish it in under an hour. And it was a little intimidating. I think I was the 3rd table going in, so I was 3rd seed, and so finishing 45th was a little bit of, it was hard because I was the only one left in the front 2 rows. So it was a little I don't know, just kind of sad to not finish with everyone else, but I did get it under an hour, and I'm really proud of my time on such a difficult for me puzzle. And I came pretty close to Alejandro in the qualifying round, so I think it was just such a great experience. It's not a disappointment at all or anything.
Well, I think it's absolutely incredible achievement, and as you said, in those heats and coming so close to the world champion in some of those rounds is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So, and you have done a bit of a recap video on your channel, haven't you?
Yes,
so
it's
people
on the Completing the Puzzle YouTube channel. I have not really posted a lot on my own. I'm not a YouTube video maker, but I do some work for them, and so I got to be sponsored by them. Our pairs were sponsored by them, and in return I made a little recap video. It's only 20 minutes long, so a lot shorter than a lot of them out there. So just a little one on there on the Completing the Puzzle YouTube page. Yeah.
Because there are some pretty epic videos that have been made as a result of the volumes of footage from the day.
So many good ones. Karen's just crack me up. So every time Karen puts out a new puzzle video about a competition that we participate in, my dogs and I get up on Sunday morning and it's Sunday morning USA time. I don't know what it is when it's here, but we get up and we watch it on YouTube on our big TV, the big TV in the living room. And my dogs actually really enjoy watching the videos because it's very quick paced and the sounds. They love it. It's so fun. We watch together.
And so, for anyone who doesn't realize that, it's Karen Puzzles.
Yes, Karen Puzzles, sorry, yeah.
And Karen is a good friend of yours.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you participated together.
Yeah, so we participated together, and we've met, I think, at last year's Nationals in the U.S., so last October. And we got to compete together at Worlds, and we've hung out quite a few times. I've been in her puzzle room, which is very exciting, exclusive, and seen all her vintage puzzles and everything. And she's just such a joy to be around, so sweet. And it was
How
so
big
fun.
is her puzzle room?
It's like a normal bedroom size, I would say. So she has a 2-bedroom apartment, and one of the bedrooms is a puzzle room, and it's just the perfect size. I also have a puzzle room that's my second bedroom in my house, so it only has puzzles and no beds. So when people stay over, they have to stay on the couch.
I like your priorities.
Yeah, priorities for real. Gotta store all those puzzles somewhere.
Now, I'm curious, you sort of said that photography and landscapes are not your strength.
Yeah.
I'd be interested just to hear what are the things that you really do like.
Yeah, so I love kind of a medium busy puzzle. So not like a Colin Thompson. He does the Ravensburgers that are very detailed, tiny little sketches in there. Those ones are a little difficult with the amount of busyness, but like an Amy Stewart puzzle, her images are beautiful. Yeah. Even the one that they're doing right now in the pairs, that kind of puzzle, I typically do better on. This one was difficult. I did it back in 2021 in an hour and 1 minute, which is slower than my typical 500 time, but puzzles like that where it's like, collages or something that's just a little bit more than basic and a little less than very detailed. So that the middle ground of busy.
Yeah. I think I heard you describing one of the world puzzles, the term muddy, a puzzle muddy. I really like that description.
I would describe as muddy. Like it doesn't have any, there's solid lines between the characters on this puzzle, but it's just, there's not a lot of definition between the different colors besides just the colors. Like there's no lines, it's not an illustration where there's outlines or anything. It just kind of flows together like a watercolor. It's kind of a muddy puzzle. So yeah, the one at Worlds for pairs that we did in the qualifying rounds, in qualifying A, it had just all sorts of stuff. There's like ballet posters and coats on coat hooks and rugs and a treasure trunk full of stuff, and that was very muddy. It just was kind of, each piece had 7 different colors on it. Hard to sort.
What are you hoping for in terms of style of puzzle for the team? Because obviously, so we are doing a team of 4 today with a 500-piece puzzle, not a 1,000, which I think a lot of, So what are you hoping for your international, multinational team?
Yeah, well, for the puzzle, we just practiced yesterday for the first time as a team, and we did like an under the sea seascape kind of puzzle, which I don't do typically very well in that because it's just so much blue. So I'm hoping for not that, but I just think we're gonna have a lot of fun and have a good time doing it. I'm excited to puzzle it with people not from my country and people I don't normally puzzle with, and probably won't get a chance to puzzle with again in a competition, maybe ever, which is sad. But so fun that I get to do it here and that I traveled 20 hours on the plane to do it. So I'm really excited.
Are you over your jet lag?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm still kind of I was telling someone I keep getting tired at 8 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. And they're like, oh, like a granny. And I was like, yes, pretty much a granny.
A granny doing puzzles and waking up early.
Yeah, just going to Australia for puzzles and kangaroos.
One of the things that I quite like about the team event is it's something you just alluded to there, that you often find yourself in combinations of working with people very tight space and getting in each other's kind of personal space, and it might be the only chance that you have to do that. And there's a lot of kind of moving around of moving of the pieces in the teams. Is that something that competitions back home in the US, you kind of mix up your teams, or do you tend to stick to one team? Yeah,
so I try to stay with one team. My team back home, I'm from Minnesota, so up by Canada, and my team at home is actually, we're all very, very fast individually, so we tend to stick together pretty much for all competitions, at least in Minnesota. But United States is pretty big, so there's other competitions, like nationals. So last year nationals, my team wasn't able to make it, so I was on a different team for that, and that was fun to kind of switch it up a little bit. And then for Worlds, of course, I was on a team with people from all over the U.S., so not my home team. But this year at Nationals and I think at Worlds, my home team is going to be going together. So we're really excited, and it's always fun at home. My mom lives pretty close to me, and she also is a speed puzzler. She actually got me into it, so thanks, Mom. And they... sometimes when we have, someone that can't make it because, they have an event or something that they have to go to for their competition day, my mom will step in and be on our team. So it's always fun when I get to puzzle with her as well. So it's nice. I love puzzling with my home team, but it's fun when I get to puzzle with my mom too.
Yeah. So how many competitions would you go to in a typical year? I think we're a little bit jealous of the fact that you've got lots more states than we do, so there are potentially a lot more opportunities for the competitions. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there are so many, and especially in Minnesota, it gets really cold in the wintertime. So we're in almost wintertime right now, and so the puzzle season is heating up. So we all like to stay inside. It gets really snowy and icy. So we have a lot of puzzle competitions, and a lot of times it's fundraisers for community ed programs or like elementary schools or libraries. So I mean, you can pretty much find one almost every weekend in Minnesota if you wanted to. I actually missed one this week. My team had 2 substitutes this week, but they just competed a few hours ago, Saturday technically, back home. And yeah, I mean, we have the biggest puzzle competition in the United States in Minnesota, right in downtown St. Paul for Winter Carnival. So, I mean, I do a ton of them. And then we have online competitions that are, there's 5 of them every month. So you can choose up to 5 of them. And I do usually 4 until the end of this year. So, I mean, I probably am at 40 competitions a year, maybe.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, it would have to be more than that because 12 months times 4 at least for those ones. But in-person ones, I'd probably say maybe 20, 15, 20 in person, and then a bunch online. So. Yeah, but it's totally different vibes.
And what have you noticed by doing those competitions? Have you noticed that you get less nervous? Is there some kind of, do you learn something going into each of those competitions? Do you think doing lots more competitions makes you a better puzzler? Or is it more the home practice or a combination of both?
Yeah, it's really nice when we go to the smaller competitions that are a library where it's just the local residents and then us coming in and with our professional t-shirts and everything that we have. But we like to sometimes, since those competitions, they don't go towards our ranking in the U.S. They don't go towards any points or anything. We're not winning, hundreds of dollars or something. Usually it's you win the puzzle and, a box of cookies or something. They're smaller competitions. But it's nice to be able to try new things, if someone usually does the border, we have someone else try it this time. Or instead of, flipping all the pieces and just sorting out borders, why don't we try flipping and sorting at the same time? And, we try different strategies, and it's nice to be able to do that in a competition space, but a lower stakes competition where it's not going to, trash our score if we do really poorly trying out something new. So it's really, we're thankful that there's so many competitions near us. Yeah.
And do you find that that's actually really the key to progressing as a team, sort of forcing yourself to do things that you might not intuitively want to do?
Oh yeah, you're definitely trying new things. And then when you find something, you don't need to try new things when you find something that works. So definitely don't do it in a competition like today. Do it in a practice. But yeah, it's a very different experience than puzzling alone. Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, thank you so much. I'm curious. Do you know how your team went in your absentia?
Oh, they got 2nd place, and then my mom was filling in on another team, and they got 3rd place, I believe. So yeah, my mom didn't even get to fill in for me on this one. She had already found a team to go with for that one. So.
Well, I really hope that your team accepts you back, even though you abandoned them for Australia. But I think it was a pretty good excuse. So
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good excuse. I get to, see all the fun animals and get to meet all of you guys again and meet all the new Australian and New Zealand and Tasmania, which is super cool. All the places.
Yeah, we've got puzzles from pretty much every state of Australia and New Zealand here today. So
and
yeah,
another U.S. competitor. Well, I think it's someone that lived here and then moved to New York. So I technically did not travel the furthest, I guess. I think New York is a little further away.
Yeah, so East Coast, is it? So
thought I would win that little, title.
Well, you are definitely an absolute superstar for being here, and you're so generous in volunteering. And thank you so much for talking to the people who are watching at home, and all the best for the teams.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.